Okay, in this tutorial we're going to do a family vacation style t-shirt. I'm going to do it in Photoshop and Canva, and then I'm going to try to do it in MidJourney just to see which one is going to be the quickest. So for Photoshop, we'll do this one first. Now our t-shirt, our printing provider, the file needs to be 4500 by 5100 size. So resolution 300 and RGB color mode. The background is black, but we're going to change that to a transparent. We'll go ahead and hit create for our new document. And then basically what this shirt is going to be is just going to be like a retro style sunset with the family name up top, and then vacation 2023 on the bottom, and then the city. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is just unlock the background. And then what we want to do next is make our little retro sunset. So to do that, probably the easiest way is just bang out some rectangles. So we'll go to a rectangle tool, and then we'll just pick a like an orange, kind of like an orangish color, like so. And then we'll just drag out a rectangle about like this. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit enter to accept that. So we have our first rectangle. Now we're just going to make like 4 copies of this. So Control or Command J, and then Control T, and then we can just drag this down. And I want a little bit of a gap in between each rectangle. So like so. We'll go ahead and hit enter. Now to repeat this, we can just hit Control Shift Alt T or Command Shift Alt T, hit enter, Control Shift Alt T, enter, and then Control Shift Alt T. So we have our 5 copies of our rectangles. Alright, so we'll go with the copy down here. We're going to change the color of this one to like maybe like a lighter blue, maybe something like so. And the colors, you can do whatever color you want. So next one, we're going to do this blue here, but we're going to go a little bit darker. Let's get it into our little range right about like so. I think that'll be okay. We'll hit enter. Then we'll go down to this one, and then we'll start doing some oranges here. So now this fill color here, let's get into a little bit brighter, like so. And then this one right here, we will do the same thing. We'll just pick this color and maybe make it a little bit darker. Okay, so that's going to be our colors, and then maybe the top one we'll just make red. Net. Click on our picker, and we'll just say this is what we want. And that's kind of way too weird. Let's hit enter. Let's go back to this color and maybe come up. It kind of looks funky. Let's bring this one down to here. So let's copy this color. I'm just going to copy this color. So right click, copy. And then we're going to go on to this one here and make it that purplish pink, whatever color that is. Paste, and then this one up here, up at the top. We'll change this one to the orange. Actually, I can just pick the color right here. Okay, we'll just say this is what we want. And you can play around with different colors. You can play around with different colors to get the looks that you want, but I'm going to select all these and just put them into a group like so. And then what I want to do now is go onto our bottom layer, and we're going to drag out an ellipse. Okay, and the fill can be whatever. I'm just going to make it white for now, and then we'll just drag out, hold down shift, and kind of get it into the area like so. Maybe about like this. Okay, so with this ellipse, I want to make this ellipse, I want to get it in the center. So we'll just make sure we're in the center. We'll do center, center, and then we'll do the same thing with the group. So we can just go on the group and hit center and center. So now everything is jiving how it needs to be. So what we want to do is we want to turn these rectangles into that ellipse. Okay, so that ellipse is just kind of like a placeholder for us. So if we hit Control or Command and click on it, it's going to select that ellipse. And then we can just go up to the group and hit our layer mask. And then this ellipse, we can just delete it or whatever. We don't really need it. Okay, so now we can make our sunset a little bit larger. So we'll just hold down Alt and drag like so. That might be a little bit too big, but let's Control T. Let's take it down just a little bit like so. Alright, so now I want to kind of roughen up this so it doesn't look so sharp and crisp. So we're going to just click on our layer mask and then grab a brush. Now I have these, it's like a spatter brush pack I got, blasting brushes, and it's just this one with some dots. I think I got this, I probably got these brushes from Envato Elements. I'll put a link down below, but you can just grab this one here. Just go on Envato and search for blasting brushes, download them, install them, and then it's this AUGO17 blast brush. And then just make sure we're on black, and we're just going to kind of paint over just to add a little bit of texture to it. Maybe something like so. So you can do this however you want. I mean, you can download textures and just put it on, but it's easier for me, I feel, if you just use a layer mask and do it this way. Alright, so now we want to add some text. Alright, so we're going to turn our ellipse back on and hold Control or hit Control or Command T and Alt, and we'll drag this out to the size of our sunset thing, and then we can just turn this off for now. Now we'll hit Control T, just going to highlight everything and grab our type tool. So our type tool, I have the font of Jason Brush. I know I got that. I downloaded that from Creative Fabrica. I'll put the link to that also down below. But here we are in our type tool here, Jason Brush regular, 108, but we're going to switch that, but make sure we're on this center alignment. And then you're going to drag down until you see this square around that turn into a little swoosh like so. If you go down too far, it's going to turn into a circle and it'll put all your text in a circle. But we want the text to go along the outside of this path, so we're just going to make sure it goes to a swoosh, and we'll just click right here, and that's going to put text all the way around. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit enter, and it is black so we can't see it, so we probably want to change the color. Let's change it to this little off-white, and we'll go ahead and hit OK. So now we have our text, but we need to turn it into like a name. So if we double click on this and just hit backspace, and we'll just say we're the Jackson family. Go like so. And another thing too is your character panel right here. So if you don't have this, just go up to Window and then click on Character right here, and it'll pop up. I don't want to hit on these three dots because I want to make sure my baseline here is showing this at 0. So basically the text is right on top of that path. Alright, but we want some text for the bottom too, so I want to make it say maybe Vacation 2023, something like that. So if we duplicate this, if we hit Control J, we now have a copy of this text, but we need to bring it down to the bottom. You could hit like Control T and rotate it around and flip it in, but it's not a really good way to do it. So the easiest way would be to grab this direct selection tool here, and then you see it's an arrow, but when you get to the text it turns into that little double arrow. We can just kind of rotate it around to the bottom, and then go inside the circle. Okay, so now that text is, it's on the bottom, but we need to make it go down now. So that's where this baseline is going to come into effect. So we want it to go down, so we need the baseline to be negative something. I'm going to say probably like negative 70 will be close if we hit enter. That's real close, but we can control plus and make this a little bit larger and see. Maybe we can go down maybe 5 points, minus 75, hit enter, and that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So control minus, we have all these back. Now we want to change this to maybe vacation 2023. So VACATION space 2023. Okay, like so. Alright, and then the colors, maybe we'll just make the color maybe like a, actually let's turn this ellipse off, and we'll turn our little square back on like so. Alright, so let's make this a little bit smaller, so make sure you're on the group and not the mask. So Control T, and we'll just hold down our Alt or Option, and then just bring it down just a little bit, like so. Okay, so the spacing is good there. And then maybe on the text colors, we could make each individual letter a different color of this, or make them all one. Let's see what it looks like. So Vacation 2023, we'll click on our color, and then our eyedropper comes up, and then maybe we'll do this on the bottom, this color, and then on the top we'll click on that Jackson family type and click on this, and then maybe change it to this one, or maybe this one, maybe this one, just so we have like 4 or 5 different colors in there. It just kind of breaks it up. Now we can make the type a little bit bigger if you want it. You can use whatever font you want. I just used that Jason brush. I thought it looked pretty good. Alright, so now we need to make some, say we're going to Daytona Beach or some kind of beach for vacation. And you can do mountains, whatever destination you're going to, you can use silhouettes of. Okay, so if we go into our shape tool, so if we click on that and then you hold down while you're clicking, it'll bring out this menu. Go to your custom shape tool, and I'm not really sure if there's the trees that I want in here. I don't know if there's palm trees in here or not. So let's go to Legacy Shapes and More, and let's see, conifer, leafless trees. Those are leafless trees, forests and mountains, cactus, spiral shapes. Okay, I don't believe that there are palm tree shapes. Let's look in Legacy. Let's go down. I think there's another trees. No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in nature. Okay, not really any palm trees in there, so we'll have to make one. So if we just go ahead and grab a new layer, and then if we go up to filter and then render, and then there's a thing where you can just make a tree. These aren't the greatest results, but as you see, like here, base tree type right here is palm tree. There are a bunch of different trees in here. But if we go on palm tree and then we go leaves amount, maybe bring that down, see what it looks like. Maybe down to 4, maybe up to, let's see, if we go up higher, maybe a little bit more. Okay, we'll just say this is what we want. Now, I would probably, we can go down to arrangement too and kind of play with those settings too, and it'll do a little bit of different things. You just gotta kind of play with it. And then the, I don't like that. Okay, then the light direction, it doesn't matter because we're just going to turn it into a black silhouette anyway, so that really doesn't matter. So once you're happy with this, I mean, I'm not. I don't really like how these render out, but just for the sake of tutorial, we're going to just make our own tree. So we have our tree here. I would probably just download some palm tree silhouettes off the internet. Creative Fabrica has a ton of them, and their price is really, really inexpensive, and you get licensing with it. Alright, so let's just say this is what we want. I'm going to go ahead and just control click this, and then make sure we're on black. Hit OK, and then if you just hit Alt or Option and delete, it will fill it. Control D. So now we have our palm tree silhouette. But we want one more of those. So Control J. So now we have two. So what we want to do here is just kind of play with it a little bit. So if we hit Control T on this one, and we'll just maybe drag it over a little bit like so. Maybe we'll play with the angle a little bit like that. We'll go ahead and say that's what we want. And then I want to also kind of warp it so this is curved a little bit. So probably the easiest way to do that would be go up into Puppet Warp. So edit Puppet Warp, and that will bring up your new menu. There we go. Okay, so I have Show Mesh on. You don't have to have that. You can turn it off if you want. But we're going to put a point maybe right here, and maybe one more right here. And this one here we'll just kind of drag out to a little curve, like so. And we'll just say that's what we want. We'll go ahead and hit the check mark. And we have our little curved palm tree. And then this one here, we'll go ahead, Control T. We'll drag this one over. Maybe rotate it a little bit, maybe make it smaller. And maybe we'll rotate it this way. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit OK. And then on this one, I'm going to do a little Puppet Warp to it also. So edit Puppet Warp. And you can play around with regular warp too if you want. It's just easier for me just to put a couple little pins in there and just curve it like so. And maybe we'll play around with it a little bit like this. And we'll go ahead and hit OK. And that's our little palm tree. So what we want to do now is we're just going to merge these two layers together. So we're going to click on our bottom tree, hold down Shift or Control, it doesn't matter. Click on them so they're both highlighted, and then we can right click and we can just hit Merge Layers. And then we would right click and create clipping mask, and it's now inside the circle. But we're going to have an issue with that because I want to put another little orange circle in here, ellipse, but I want it between these two. It may work. It may work if we just clip it. Let's see. So we're going to create a new layer above our retro thing, whatever you want to call that. We'll hit ellipse. We'll go ahead and grab maybe an orange color. And we'll just go like so. And we'll just put this orange thing right here. We can't really see it, so we need to change the color. Let's go like down to a brighter orange. Like so. Alright, so that's our little sun, and it did work out okay. I thought it may not work because it automatically will clip it. Okay, so if we right click and hit Release Clipping Mask, that worked, but then our palm trees are back out of the circle, which we don't want. So we can still just right click, create clipping mask, and then create clipping mask on that, so everything is within the circle. Okay, so one more thing, one more piece of text, and we'll be done with this really super simple design. So let's go on our horizontal type tool, and now we want to use Let's use a font. Let's see, we can use Alfresco, would look pretty good, and that's from Adobe Fonts, so fonts.adobe, you can download that one. But I want to use this Brittany signature. Now let's go ahead and change this color to white, and then we'll just, because it's more of like a script, we'll just say Daytona. And we could put beach if you want to, but I'm just going to put Daytona. We'll just drag it out a little bit bigger. Drag it out a little bit bigger. And maybe not that big. Maybe let's go down. And we'll just put it right about here. Okay, so that will be our design. So that, I mean, it didn't take a whole lot of time, and it's like really simple. It looks okay. I might play with the colors if I was going to actually print this out and use it. But I think this will work. All right. So one more thing, we could maybe add a little bit more of some texture to the text. So if we went down to our type layers. We could just hit a layer mask on that, grab our brush, and we should have that same one already, so we're on our vacation, and we can just kind of brush over there to add a little bit more texture to it, and then we'll do the same thing on the top text. We'll just go ahead and brush away. Now you could make this brush too, by just like making a couple dots, because that's all it is really. But anyways, alright, so we have everything together, and then if we turn off our background, this would be our PNG file. We would just go to File, we can do Save a Copy, or Save, however you want to do it. If you do save a copy, then your PNG options will show up. If you just hit Save, you only have PSD. Alright, so we would save it as a PNG and then hit Save. Okay, and that would save it out. It would say like large file, and just hit OK. So that's that in Photoshop. Now if you wanted to see what it looks like on different colors, so like on a white shirt it would still print out okay. On a blue shirt, looks alright for the most part. Like a pink shirt, we might want to mess around with this orange text here. But anyways, I like to add a solid color fill underneath everything and just kind of go through different colors to see what it looks like. Because you may want to change, like say if you put it on this like this purplish pinkish color shirt like this, you may want to mess around with these letters here, and you could just click on these letters and make them red or whatever that contrast good so you can read it. But we'll go ahead and hit cancel out. Alright, so that is that. So just keep in mind what we have. We have just the text at the top and the bottom, the city, a couple palm trees, a little orange sunset, and then just this little retro looking design. Alright, so that is that. And now we're going to go ahead and try to recreate the same thing in Canva, and I know for a fact that we can do it in like 2 or 3 minutes probably, instead of how long does this take us, 10, 15. Okay, so now we're going to do the same design in Canva. Alright, so I love Photoshop, and I've used Photoshop for 10 years, and I just recently started using Canva, so it's kind of a toss-up. I like to make the things instead of just grabbing graphics and dropping them in, but it's a lot quicker. So let's go to Create a Design, and then Custom Size, and then the 4500 by 5100. So you're going to have your artboard here. Alright, so basically I'm going to make the background black so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. So we'll just do like so. Alright, so we just need a couple things. We need some text and we need a retro sunset. Now this, I do have the Canva Pro subscription because you get a lot more elements. If we just type in retro sunset, click on it, and then on the graphics we have all of these all ready to go, so we don't even have to make anything. So this was kind of similar to the colors I was using on the other one. It's got a little bit too much texture, but that's okay. And so we have that. That's already done, like 10 seconds. Now let's go ahead and add our text. We'll go ahead and hit our text tool, add a heading, and then we can just drag this out to make it bigger. And we'll just type out, what did we say, Jackson family. And let's change this to, what color do we use? Something like so. Alright, so we need to make this curve. We need it to be on 2 different lines, so if we drag this out, so it's like so, and then we can come up here to our size and just make it smaller, maybe around 385 probably, 384, and we'll drag it here. And you see that little pink line, I like this too, it's lined up in the center. I didn't line this one up, but let's go to position, middle, center, it's already lined up. Alright, and so now we need to make this text curve around the circle. So if we go to effects and then go down here to curve, and then we'll just drag the curve to where it looks right, maybe like so. Then we can kind of push it up a little bit too. Alright, so now we need our text for the bottom. We'll just go ahead and duplicate this. And instead of 61, we'll hit -61. That didn't work. Alright, so we'll have to drag it out. -61. Like so. And then we'll drag this down to the center. And then we'll double click on it. Vacation 2023, and we're good. Alright, and we'll change the color, so we'll just click on it, select it all, go to our color, and pick our orange. Because the cool thing, it already brings up the colors that are in the document right here, photo colors. So we'll just change it to orange, like so. Now we need some palm trees, right? So let's go to elements, and let's type in palm tree silhouette. And when you're looking for elements here, the ones with the crown are the Pro. So if you don't have a Pro account, you can use them, but I think they charge you like $1 per element that you use if you don't have a Pro account. The Pro account's only like 13 bucks a month, so it kind of makes sense just to get it. We'll just go ahead and grab, we'll just grab these. And then this is the only thing I don't like about Canva is I can't, there might be a way to, but I can't clip that into the circle. So I would have to make the size smaller so it's inside the circle. It's going to drag out up here. Let's change our background color to something. It's going to, the trees are outside of the circle. I mean, which is probably okay, but it's not what I want. So we'll just make them smaller so they're inside the circle, and then you can just use this to rotate them around a little bit, like so. Okay, I think that's good. Now, let's go ahead and turn our background back to black. Okay, so we have that, and then we just needed one more circle in there behind those trees for the little sun. So we can just type in circle, or circle already comes up. Lines and shapes, we'll get our circle here, we'll put it right here, and then we'll change our color to this orange. And now we want to move it behind the trees. So the easy way to do that is you can click on the element and then go to position and then just move backward, and I'll put it there. Alright, so it's a little bit different design, but the only thing is now you can't really grab it. So if you click on position and then go to layers, you might see it on arrange, but if you go to layers, you can click on it and it'll select it, and then you can move it around to where you want it. Okay, so that's done. That didn't take but maybe 5 minutes, and that was just playing around too. All right, so the only other thing is there's no. I don't know how yet to how to put like texture over top of this to where it's not on the whole thing. Just putting texture on these. I wish there was like a layer masking type feature in here. Maybe there is. I just don't know how to do it. But anyways, that's that. So now we want to download this. So if you go up to your share button, just click on download, and then just make sure it's the right size, 4500 by 5100, because sometimes it makes it smaller for some reason. I don't know why. But we want to have a transparent background so that black background doesn't show, because if we try to put that on a t-shirt, it would be a big black square with our design. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit that. Transparent background, PNG. You could also do SVG if you wanted to also. So PNG, download, and it'll download that, and we have that design done in just really just a few minutes. And that is that. So that is that. Now I'm gonna attempt to do this in MidJourney too, but I know what the result's going to be. It's not going to be able to do the text because MidJourney is not really good at text. But we could probably do a circular retro sunset with 2 black palm tree silhouettes and an orange circle. I might try that prompt and see what happens. But we'll go ahead and hop over to MidJourney and see what happens. Okay, so now we're in MidJourney, and first I want to go into my settings because I have no idea what I changed it to last time I used it. Alright, so version 5.1, style high. I just have it on relaxed mode. Okay, so fast mode, and we'll just go ahead and dismiss. Alright, dismiss this message too. And we're just going to type out imagine, and we'll do t-shirt graphic palm tree silhouettes inside a retro colored circle. Can't spell circle. And we'll just put maybe vector and then contour. And we'll go ahead and hit enter, and that will render out, hopefully, I spelled inside wrong too, didn't I? I put inside. Okay. So I was adding a t-shirt, which I should have put, I just should have put graphic instead of t-shirt, because sometimes it'll render it out. But I think this one is going to look pretty cool. I should have put it on a white background too, but that's okay. These only take about a minute to do anyway, so we can redo it. Let's go ahead and copy this. While that's rendering, I'll go ahead and go /imagine, and then we'll put maybe we'll just put graphic palm tree silhouettes inside a retro colored circle, vector contour. Maybe that will work. But I do like this, looks pretty cool. So if we open up in browser, that's a pretty cool looking t-shirt graphic. Oh, I forgot to put on white background. That's putting on a white background anyways. Alright. So once this renders out, you would still have to add text, because like if you try to put text into MidJourney as words, it doesn't work. You can do letters. I've had a pretty good experience using letters, so we can do like imagine the capital letter. We'll just say L. No, let's do B. Sunset capital letter B in a sunset graphic. Oops, what is going on, dude? Sunset graphic. And we'll just go ahead and hit enter. Alright, so while that's rendering, we have our 4 things here, and these look pretty good, really. I mean, that looks pretty neat. You could really use all of these in a shirt design, but what you want to do for those is just hit your U1, U2, U3, U4 buttons here, and that will upscale them. I'll just upscale them all, and then you can download them. And that just makes them bigger. So they're not really that big though, they're only like 1024 by 1024, so you would still have to upscale them to put them on a shirt. But it's starting to do letters pretty good, but words it doesn't work out too well. Let's do I wonder if I try to spell it out if it'll work. I think I've tried this before though. Imagine, Control V, whoops, Control A, let's just start over. Imagine, whoops, imagine, let's copy this. This was just an experiment. The capital letter J-A-C-K-S-O-N in a sunset graphic with a slight arc warp. Don't know what'll happen. Let's just try it out. Let's see what our bees look like. These are pretty cool. I mean, nothing to put on a shirt, but it did a really good job. Palm trees, like a little... I think this is kind of a weird setup though. There's like sandy beach on both sides of these. That looks pretty neat. He's got a little guy in the water there, silhouetted. I don't know what's going on there. You just never know. MidJourney was really fun to play around with sometimes, but anyways, alright, so yeah, so I tried to spell it out, the capital letter J-A-C-K-S-O-N, and it has a C and an A. But anyways, we got what we were looking for with these, and they're cool. I'd probably run them in Photoshop and maybe add some like texture lines to them, but just remove the white background and upload it and slam it on a shirt or a mug or whatever. But you could do that too. So speaking of that, if we go into, let's go into Printify. If you wanted to sell your designs and not have a ton of inventory and just do it as a print on demand, I'll go ahead and log into my account here and show you really quick. I'm not a robot. Hit sign in, and let's see here, we have this. We'll just use this one. We go on to that, we'll hit close. If we go to catalog, and then you could go on like t-shirts. We could do it on a t-shirt. Now these prices are, like, I'm a premium member, so they're a little bit cheaper than what you would see if you just logged into a new account as a free member. But it's well worth it. So like the Bella 3001 is probably one of the better shirts, but they only go up to 3XL. So the Gildan 5000s, they're a good shirt too, but they go up to 5XL. So well, I have a lot of people that want the bigger sizes. So once you're into your account here, you pick out your partner. Now you have Monster Digital, and then you have Swift POD. So I'd like to use Monster Digital because the design space is a little bit bigger. So if I'll just show you. If we go start designing on Monster Digital, we have that size down here, 4500 by 5100, which is basically it's 15 inches by 17. But on the the Swift POD, theirs is a little bit smaller. It's like 12 by 16. Okay, but they do offer more colors. So if we go into like product variants, you have a lot more colors to work with. But the design size is a little bit smaller. Some designs it doesn't matter, like this one probably wouldn't matter. We could just put it on there. But anyways, we'll go ahead and hit leave. So we're on our Monster Digital, and then basically we would just go click on My Device, and then go into your wherever you downloaded your design. It's this one here. We'll go ahead and open it up. Now another thing too, on Canva, I noticed when you download the file PNG, it's only 96 dpi, but it's in the file size, but over here it says 300. So we just kind of tweak it up a little bit like so, and then we can go on preview and see what it looks like on a shirt. We'll just say it's this guy because he looks like a vacation dad here, and that looks pretty good. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit edit. You can change your colors here. Now there are 17 colors available. So there's the black one, there's a sand one, ice gray, sport gray, maroon, so on and so on. There's some light pink, a red. You can select all the colors that you want it to be on. And we'll just say we want it on the black shirt. And then we will go ahead and hit save product. And then when you hit save product, I already have like my Etsy shop hooked up to it, which I don't have anything on there right now. I kind of got frustrated and deleted all my listings. I'm going to start over with a different plan. But anyways, you have, once this is created, you then enter your product description here, your title, description here, profiles. Then you can change all your prices here. I normally just do select all, edit price, edit profit, and put $10 here. Hit apply, and that will change everything. Okay, and it starts them off at $17.44, and then the bigger sizes goes up a little bit. But if you just edit the price to everything, you can do edit profit margin. You can say you want 45% profit margin, hit apply, and it would change the prices to everything here. I kind of like to go by how much I make per unit, so we would go edit profit by $10. Hit apply. And then what you would do from here is you can hit hide and store, upload it, and then make your changes, and then make it visible. Okay, you can also change what comes up when you upload it to Etsy. You can turn off your mockups and make your own mockups if you want. I highly recommend that because these mockups aren't the greatest. I mean, they work, but they're not that good. So you would just hit publish, and it would upload to your Etsy store. You'd have to connect your store, so you would go here, add new store, and then click on Etsy. Then you have to be logged into your Etsy account, or you can do them on eBay. I have stuff on my website, and I can just put it on WooCommerce, and it just automatically uploads them to your site once they're connected. So that's pretty easy. All right, so now let's go to, let's say we want to put it on a tumbler. So we could have some matching tumblers also. Maybe we'll just pick out like the skinny tumbler. We can do that, or maybe this vagabond tumbler here. Let's click this. Let's see where this is from. USA. Alright, so we go start designing. Now since we already have our design on there, since we already uploaded, we could just go into our library and click on our Jackson Family PNG, and then maybe we'll put it over here like so. Get it in the center. That line will come up, then we'll hit duplicate. Drag it over here to this side, and then we hit preview. Now we have some shirts and some tumblers, and you'd probably want to play around with the placement of this a little bit. It might be a little bit too big, so we'll go like so. Then we'll just delete this one out, trash can, hit this one, duplicate, drag it over. Or maybe we'll just kind of put it in the center, like so. And then we hit preview. That looks a little bit better. Okay, and then you just hit save product. We can probably move it up a little bit too. So, anyways, you just hit save product, go through the same thing, and you would have it on your Etsy store. Or you could just create an order. You just go to orders and hit a manual order and order it yourself without putting it anywhere. Okay, so that's that. You can also do, I think they have beach towels too. So let's see, towels. Yeah, beach towel right here. Now you gotta be careful here because the beach towels are a lot bigger, so the file size is a lot bigger. So you'd want to probably redo your design in this size. Okay, because if we put that on there, watch if we see this. I don't want to go my device, my library. If we put that on there, see how it says low resolution. It's just not going to work out. Alright, so we could just kind of take it down to where the resolution is about 300. We can kind of play around with something here. Let's do this. Let's rotate it. Let's rotate it like so. We'll put it on here, and then we'll go down to this thing that says create pattern. You can kind of play around with it like so. Hit preview. Now we have our little 30 by 60 beach towel for our vacation. How about that? That looks pretty cool. Alright, so that's that. So we did the designs in 3 different things. Obviously, time-wise, by time, Canva wins hands down. I also kind of did this design in Adobe Express also, but with the graphics that they have, Canva has a lot better elements and design elements for their pro accounts that you can use. I mean, there's like millions. There's a ton of stuff in here. Okay, but anyway, so time-wise, Canva wins. Quality-wise, Photoshop wins. Creativity-wise, MidJourney wins. So, and there you have it. So that's 3 different ways to do your t-shirts, stickers, mugs, whatever, tumblers, beach towels. Printify, in the link or in the description below, I'll just put a link to this Printify, and if you want to set up an account to do it, you can do a free account and still get some good deals. If we go and let's go in incognito. You can just kind of see the difference in pricing. So if you do a premium account, it's $29 a month. It's like $1 a day. So like if you're gonna like sell a bunch of stuff, then it's definitely worth it. So, you'll make it back on like 10 orders a month. Okay, but that's that. So there you have it. So I'm going to wrap it up with that. Leave a comment down below if you liked what you see. If you have any questions or comments, throw them down there, and we'll see you on the next one.